much for waiting. StreamYard has been having a bit of an issue. They say they have had unexpectedly high traffic this evening, and it seems like they have just now created the resources to allow all of us to be on at the same time. It makes you wonder what exactly is going on, right? Sorry for the delay. Thank you so much for waiting. Hi, Lottie. Hi, Idalina Oliveira. Hi, Crystal. As I said, in case you haven't heard me, StreamYard has been having a lot of issues and they have just now resolved the issues. I think that's the reason why the audio was a bit funny in my first video. Anyway, for those who were not there when we first started, let me do the introduction. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and the level up journey. If you're new here, I'm Wheezy, and it is absolutely fantastic to meet you virtually. How has your week been so far? And a lot of the people in the comment section I've already said hello to. So for those who are just joining us, hello. I can see someone whose name is J-Lo over here. Welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen this name here before. And let's just work through the slides just because of how long you've been waiting, so I don't keep you waiting for much longer. So the conversation around Prince Harry and Meghan's trip continues, and the British journalists have been showing their backsides. But guess what? They've been having it spanked by the very well and able Nigerian Twitter. Hello, Thierry. How are you? Great to see you here. So, how many of you have heard the video where the man was talking about Nigeria in a derogatory manner? Can you give me a thumbs up in the comment section if you have heard the video? And I'll tell you this, let me play it for you if you haven't heard it. Okay, just a second. I hope StreamYard stops playing. I hope StreamYard stops messing with us this evening. It is it's a 2 minutes and 5-second clip. Lady Rose says she has heard the video. Is it this one you heard? No, Michael, you've been on enough royal tours. There's no way our royal family would set foot in Nigeria, a country where female mutilation, genital mutilation is rife, where women's rights basically don't exist, where hundreds of kids are regularly kidnapped by extremist Islamic groups. This is not a country that should be endorsed by anyone, certainly not our royal family. And these two neophytes, they're naive in what they're doing. They're making this country look good when it doesn't deserve it. I couldn't tell you the number of royal tours I've been on, and what you say is absolutely right. You know, Nigeria, the Foreign Office and the American State Department both say it's a dangerous destination. You must not go there. It vies with Johannesburg in South Africa to be the murder capital of the continent. And murder capital, murder capital is what they call Nigeria. Industrial scale boiler rooms of people who are ripping off people around the world, internet fraud, wholesale internet fraud, defrauding old ladies, stealing identities, and none of that is ever prosecuted. Now, as we know, there he is on his polo pony playing in favor of one of his African charities. As we know,
Prince Harry came back and said this country was not safe enough for him. He took his father's government government to court over it. Eventually, a judge slapped him down and said he couldn't have a permission to appeal. Otherwise, he would have appealed. Now, he's gone to that country there, where it's an extremely dangerous place. He had, admittedly, 4 burly bodyguards with him, but how he can maintain that the level of armed protection for him when he's in this country, and when we saw him here last week, he had very, very adequate protection.
They want to be adored
And when this gentleman was done, the Nigerian Twitter went insane. They went ballistic on them. They were just like, what? What? And then you had another uh, British journalist who was busy talking about Harry and Meghan are desperate to show that his wife is still royal in the eyes of the world. The Duke of Windsor took Wallis on a tour of Germany in 1937. They were greeted ecstatically. Nigerian human rights record is not far short of Nazi Germany's. Nigerians could not believe their eyes. They were like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh. So they said, all right, then let's take you down history. Let's take you down the history route. And then they started to send them photographs. These are photographs of the British in Nigeria. Look at how they're standing over the black people who they made as they gathered them together to make them into slave groups. They also sent them the photographs of the Queen doing the Nazi salute. And by the way, are the British royal family not racist to the of the extreme level? And guess what? By the time they were done with him, he was blocking people left, right, and center. By the time they were done with him, he was blocking people left, right, and center. Honestly, he could not take the heat. And to remind everyone that this channel has got a membership. On this channel, we have 2 levels of membership. One is $4.99, and then the other one is $12.99. Memberships, joining the membership does help the channel stay in place, takes care of the light bills and those kind of things. So if you're able to, please support my channel by joining the channel membership. I'm not going to subject you to my usual spiel just because you've been waiting a long time and I want to get through the video as quickly as possible. Okay. Yes, Lady Rose says he went and he deleted the post, but apart from that, they dealt with him so soundly that he started blocking people left, right, and center. Silly man. Uh, and this was the guy that was talking about Harry and Meghan in Nigeria. And then they remind you're talking about Harry and Meghan going to Nigeria and no one would go to Nigeria. And then they showed them photographs of King Charles in Nigeria. Hmm. What about that? What about that? What about that? And then this is the Queen who went to Nigeria as well. So how do you say, and she went to Nigeria in 2003. Camilla and Charles went to Nigeria. I think this must have been after his coronation. So this is relatively recent, actually. So how do you then say that Harry and Meghan are going to a country where no one has ever gone? Like there's so many layers to that segment to look into. This is what they are doing now from GB News is just pure misinformation. They don't even make an attempt to give people the news anymore. And people swallow this stuff is what I just don't even understand. Like, how did they swallow this stuff as real news? Like they really believe that GB News does actually present the news to people. I don't understand. And when they couldn't make any impact on Harry and Meghan's reputation through that accusation, what did they do? Then they started to complain. Well, Harry and Meghan are going to be keeping the gifts that they got from the tour because normal royal protocol is that when any of the senior working royals goes abroad on tour, then any of the gifts that they're given, even if the gift is as little as a pen, they have to submit it to the royal household. I think they have a room where they keep all the gifts that they get. Whoever it is who is going on tour has to come back to the royal family and submit the gifts that they were given to the general household room or wherever it is that keeps the gifts. Now they're crying because Harry and Meghan are going to be keeping the gifts that they got from Nigeria. After all, they're no longer working royals, right? So the rules don't apply to them anymore. And then they attacked Harry because he called the Nigerians his in laws. And they said, these lovely people are Meghan's ghosted extended family. And I can only imagine how they must feel right now. Meet your in laws, Harry. Call your father, Meghan. Can you just imagine? So rude, so rude. But you know what I think? I think that they're getting to the end of their steam. They think that they're getting to the end of their steam, and very soon they're not going to have anything else that they can lob at Harry and Meghan in the way of insults. And their reporting is obviously so biased. I never thought I would see a thing like this happening in my lifetime, but here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Let me look at the comments. Carol says, didn't the Queen get two rare white horses from some Middle Eastern country? I bet those are more than 25 pounds. Oh, must have been worth hundreds of thousands, even if not up to 1 million. Horses are expensive, right? And they would have sent her the best of the best that they had. Yep. Apparently, the Queen can do it. They can do it. The rules are only for Meghan. I think we have agreed that by now, right? That the rules are only for Meghan. Everybody else is subject to freedom, but Meghan is the only one who is subject to the royal so-called royal protocol that they make up as they go along. Even the reporters are aware that the protocols that they claim are in place are made up as they go along, but they hold on to this facade. They hold on to this facade. Guys, have you seen? We have a new wife. We have a new wife. We have a new wife in the family. Uh, you guys are not doing the normal welcome home preparations. I'm quite surprised. We have a new wife. What is going on? We have a new wife in the form of Rose. Yes, Sharon. Absolutely. The mother-in-law is meeting with her daughter-in-law. The mother-in-law is meeting with with the daughter-in-law, just like Harry got to meet his in-laws recently. Rose is making familiar with her in-laws as well. Oh, for goodness sake. Cheating Charlie and Camilla are cleaner than Megan. These people, these people. Honestly. Have to be a new wife. Clueless, vindictive Kate is gone. Yep. They're going to announce this thing very soon. They're going to. But we can all see what is going on. It's right in front of us. Right at this point, they're just playing in our faces. At this point. Look at this. And would you know what I found amusing in the reporting about this? Entertainment Tonight were just being messy. Honestly, they reported on this on so many different ways. They report this is an entertainment. Is this Entertainment Tonight article? This one is yep. This is another Entertainment Tonight. This is another Entertainment Tonight. They say Kate Middleton's former close friend, Rose Hanbury's name and rumors of an alleged affair with Prince William are being thrust back into the limelight after Stephen Colbert focused his monologue on The Late Show to discuss the rumors. This is happening right in front of us. Crystal, she didn't just steal Kate's hat. She's wearing Kate's clothes, I'm sure. Did you guys remember was it in the Jubilee? They were wearing exactly the same shoes. Imagine being oh my god, Kate must have been miserable for a long time, but this she sold herself to the family because she wanted to be royal or she wanted to be queen by all means. Look at her. Her mother in law is really happy to see her, welcoming her to the fold. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who wouldn't want her mother in law to welcome her in this way? Yes. This, yes, she's so shady as well. That Rose, she is shady as hell. she and Camilla must be thinking, "Welcome to the fold. I can't be the only side chick in this place. Welcome, welcome. It's a side chicks affair. Affair. The side chicks rule." Yes, absolutely. It's not just her as well. Even her beard is looking ecstatic. He is looking delirious with happiness. Hi, Kathy Gabby. Are you leaving? Oh, I'm so sorry it took me so long. StreamYard really mucked around this evening. I think we suddenly had an influx of new users and their system was not prepared. So it caused some interruption to the system. I look forward to seeing you again. Good night. Is it you that is leaving or Gwen? Gwen, I'll see you again. Whoever's leaving, I'll see you again soon. Sorry for the delay. So, for all intents and purposes, I hear that it is her son who is assisting King Charles with his robe. And this is supposed to be an honor which is reserved for this is an honor which is reserved for the king or the heir to the king or someone in line of succession. So, what are they saying? Why don't they just come out and say it? Why don't they just come out and say it? I want to hear. I want to see the British people faces combust. Oh, okay. You're not leaving. You were telling somebody else good night. Okay, all right. Meanwhile, let's have fun with this. Okay, there have been many memes on Twitter, but ever since King Charles gave William his new title, I don't know who is advising these people, but it's clear they don't like them. It's either they don't like them or they don't take advice. And I think it's actually the later. They don't take advice. Because why would William do this? Why? Why? You know that Harry's photograph of him returning from the war is out there, and he was there looking like, I don't know, a hunk, macho man, military man. Why would you do this? Why? Why? Just why? Why? They don't like them. I am convinced. Every time they try to do something, it's either that or William is being forced into these positions where he is looking like he's trying to subsume Harry's position. You know, take over the things that Harry is doing because even he looks like he knows he looks silly. Even him looks like he knows he looks silly, but what can he do? He has to go through this because he surely must be aware of this photograph of Harry's, right? Just look at how he looks. He looks like a chicken that has had water poured all over it. Carlene Beckford says the one on the left, real soldier. The one on the right, toy soldier. Shot fired. Pow, 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 pow. Little Mark went in. They look trashy and trifling. William wants so badly to destroy Harry's image, but it's only in exposing him as being basic. Yes, because he can't even do that right. Like you're trying to destroy someone, but every move you make is it's so bad. Like, even if you're going to be bad, be an evil genius, right? That's why we loved those James Bond movies because the villains, they always went to, like, you would be impressed by the plan, by the lengths they go to. This is why it's made into a movie. But William, he's so transparent in his obsessive jealousy. Oh dear. He is so he just looks worse and worse in his obsessive jealousy. It's ridiculous. And the media seem to be saying the quiet bits out loud right now. They said it's Prince William who is preventing Charles and Harry's reunion. Camilla's friend says. So typically, as it tends to happen with Charles looking so bad, since they have nobody else to throw under the bus, I mean, you can't very well throw Kate under the bus. If they try to do that, they would look bad. So the only person they have left is William. And they've thrown him under the bus because King Charles was looking bad for not making time to see Harry when he came into town. So, of course, they have to throw William under the bus. How can William prevent Charles from seeing Harry? How? How? If he is forced to wear this uniform, how can you tell me that he is the one responsible for Charles not seeing Harry. How? It's clearly impossible. It is clearly a lie, but they've gotten so used to just saying any old thing. Used to be a time when people would be careful about what they put out in the media. But I think that they have um overburdened the public so much. Everybody's just working to make a living and protect whatever it is that they have gained from their hard work, that really it takes a lot to want to tangle with these people, so they get away with pure bloody murder. But it seems like we've come into a time where people don't are not even operating with any kind of ethics whatsoever. Prudence says William seems like he's from another planet. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. Every plan that they have made to try to take away the shine from Harry and Meghan's tour failed. They threw so many things at the wall looking for which one would stick. They said, oh, Harry and Meghan's tour is a royal tour. They said, Nigeria said, no, it's not a royal tour, it's a private visit. But while our daughter is home, we are going to make her royal. How about that? Dear. Yeah. And then they said, okay, they didn't pay a registration fee for their company. They are delinquent. And the governor, Gavin Newsom, said, no, absolutely not. That was a clerical error. That never happened. Then they came back to say, oh, well, Megan is not talking to her father. Like, seriously. Anyway, what I love about this is, as I said before, that Harry and Meghan, to me, it just looks like they have, when you have, when what someone is doing, which used to hurt you, no longer hurts your emotions, you're free. And I think Harry and Meghan are now free from the emotional side of whatever it is that this is um the emotional side of the impact of the smear campaign against them. Because clearly, I think that they never thought that it was possible for Harry's father to orchestrate a smear campaign against them. And that must have taken its toll initially. She never thought her father would sell her out. He did. She never thought her sister would sue her to court. He did. Her brother, she never thought that her brother would go out in public and talk about her in the way that he has. But he went ahead and he did that. They've been through so much together. And I think it was only meant to make them stronger. And the more they attack them, the more popular they make them, the more famous they make them, the more valuable they make them. And it's kind of really training them for the real destiny that God has in store for them. Because if you're meant for great things, certainly you're going to be oppressed, all in a bid to make you and shape you into the diamond you're supposed to be. So, yeah, Harry and Meghan are going through the paces, but they're coming out on top because God's hand is on them. Yes. Uh, Miss P says, and why is Katie family so silent? Exactly. That is, I don't understand how they are so silent. I think maybe it's the money. The money. Yes, maybe it's the money to get them out of their debt situation, their situation with debt. I think it's the money. the issue that they have with debt must have been. I think for me, if Kate, without any other reason, the fact that William would not step in to resolve that issue with the debt that they had is beyond me. Being a billionaire, he could have afforded to have dealt with it, but he chose not to. He allowed her parents to be embarrassed. So if that is enough to break a marriage, actually. So I'm not surprised. And it is quite possible that when she left, she took her children with her. And that um the only way William is able to see them is if he photoshops them into a photograph. But what is he going to do when the children are supposed to have grown older? Lady Rose says the Middletons are scared for their lives. Hmm. Little Max says that article is quoting a friend of Carl Miller, so you know that story is untrue. King Charles is jealous of Harry just like he was of Diana. I'm sure he's more than any of them. He more than any of them doesn't want Harry around. But it just makes him look bad. And I think as weak as he may be as a human being, I think he has come to realize how bad that makes him look. Right? I think it doesn't serve him not to see Harry. This is why I kind of uh, don't think that that is altogether correct. But then I'm assuming that Charles is a reasonable thinking man. That's the where I'm coming from. So I might even be wrong, but I think that because if you have asked me, I would have said I don't believe that Charles is a raging racist. However, we now know he has Tom Bauer has stripped him naked, right? And said that Charles prefers to go to the white countries, not the black countries. So which means he's a raging racist because he doesn't like black people. He has no other reason not to want to go to the black countries. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for this video. Let's continue the conversation in the third and last one, where we are going to do the Spotlight Thursday. I see you in a bit. I am assuming that StreamYard would have resolved their issues. Anyway, let's do that now. See you in a couple of minutes.